Syphilis.
Syphilis. All right. That's exactly how it's going to start.
What is
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. So last time.
Rash ever clear up, Ian?
What's up?
Did that rash ever clear up?
Oh, yeah. The cream you gave me really worked. Thanks.
Okay.
So just a brief recap of last session. So, because it's fresh in my mind and I find it hilarious, one Mr. Than von Smoothbrain got tossed from this balcony over here and fell down 3 stories. Absolutely. By some animated armor that we then found out that Irina Future Trunks later with her sword, she like blew it away in some weird radiant fashion. You'll pardon the pun. And then Salt managed to find some clues. He found a journal belonging to a man named Gustav Durst, who claims to be the head of this castle. You know what I'm saying? What is that happening in the background?
Is that me? Oh, that's my
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I am terribly sorry.
I'm intrigued. What the hell was that? Yeah.
I was looking at D&D memes, and it was like a druid main. It's like when you played Neopets as a kid.
Was that like Bollywood that I heard? What the hell was that?
To be honest, I can't actually really hear whatever the hell was going on. I was just reading the shit.
It's that loud. I got you.
It's my bad.
Oh, you're good. All right. So anyways, what had happened was Salt had found a journal with a couple pages in it. There were a lot torn out. Did anybody go through and read the journals between last session and now?
No, because my character would not know any of that either, right?
Oh, that's what he had shared. Everything. The one that he didn't share was the new journal that he had found. He found 2.
I can read it real quick.
Okay.
I spoke about it in person.
As we had
my own words, and then it was released to everybody.
Mm-hmm. And it basically came down. It was Gustav kind of fawning over Count Strahd, who, for whatever reason, they had just met. It didn't really kind of go into that yet. And he had kind of noticed there was some sort of connection between his wife and Count Strahd, although the whole thing kind of perplexed him because he didn't really see why someone so great would want someone so mundane. And he had also mentioned finding a journal that his wife had written in a loose brick in the wall out on the balcony. And he had read its contents and was very concerned and threw it in the fire. And Salt managed to find that book again in the exact same place where he found it. And I'm trying to think what, if else, anything happened. Like, there was a massive step forward in solving a lot of what was going on, but not a ton took place that really...
Yeah, so...
I don't want to say mattered. Trayvok took a huge dump. And
it's no longer hungover.
Yeah. And
we found out from the book that there's rituals that have been going on, and that the basement effectively has been like shifting and growing, and it's like a maze-like structure. We also know that there's a dog named Syphilis down below, which is canon now.
Mm-hmm.
We're totally writing that one in.
He's gonna eat Salt first.
Trayvok's gonna be like, down Syphilis.
Yeah, come here, Syphilis. Come here.
His name is in the book. It's like Sophix or something similar to that. And that was the only way that the dog, who was like extremely angry and growling and all that shit, was like come to heal. So we got to remember that shit.
So
I'm going to say that like 3 times.
Those are in Salt's words. If you read the letters, it states that the dog has kind of been taking more towards the matron of the house, and it seems to be changing. Like something about its personality isn't quite right. And he alludes to not knowing if the dog is going blind or if it's just getting senile, or like something to it is not making a whole lot of sense. And he says that whenever he approaches the dog in whatever room that it's in, it begins growling and barking at him. But once he says its name, it kind of calms down. That's damn near verbatim of what the handouts say. The handouts be saying. Okay. Jesse, are you in and ready to rock and roll? I think I got a...
It says I am waiting on GM.
Boom, gotcha. And then we just need to confirm that you can move Caspian. I don't even know.
Like, Elion's not assigned.
Where is Caspian?
I'm right here with the purple bow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's Caspian, right? I think.
Yes. Yeah. Can you move him?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Yeah. So everybody's like right here in the corner then. The door's open. Yep. Okay. So with all of that then, with all the catch up, let me put you guys in a random turn order and then we'll get started. Let's see.
All these stairs over here, I assume I would have been like over with the group though.
The stairs, which stairs?
We kind of ended a little weird.
Oh,
okay.
I think you and I basically made it back to the top of the stairs.
Yeah. That was about where we called it because he had gotten yeeted off. You went and healed him, and then they were kind of edging their way in, but they weren't really sure what to do.
I can't move my token anymore.
You guys, we're in turn-based mode.
Yeah, sorry. Would you be all right if I just skip my turn and let Ismark go first? Because I got food at the door real quick.
Yep. All right, Ismark, what are you doing, homie?
Oh shit. I'm gonna find out what hallway I'm in here first. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And we decided we did not want to fuck with that baby. So.
I do believe that was the general consensus.
There's a ghost in there.
Yeah. Do this damn thing. And someone had found an opening over here, yes?
Yeah. They found that 2 sessions ago.
Have we like been through here?
No. So they found it was Than and Elion found it messing with this contraption over here. Okay. Elion managed to push one of its legs and then that door opened. But no one's gone through there yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna start poking around in there and see what's going on.
Okay. Alrighty, Roo. As you enter in through the corridor, you notice a strange, very the amount of cobwebs in this little corridor is very out of place in consideration to how kind of pristine the rest of the house has been. You want to give me a quick perception check?
Yeah. That's 19.
Okay, yeah. So just kind of looking around, the one thing that you notice that's very specific about these webs is that you don't see any spiders within any of them right now as it is. There's nothing that's really striking as dangerous. The webs are all old and kind of, they're cobby. They're all dusty and
all in the hat.
Yeah, they're all down in the hat, exactly. So you don't notice anything jumping out of you, at least anything that would be alarming other than the fact that this is separate from the rest of the house. But there's no perceived dangers within this corridor.
Okay, and it looks like there's a ladder that leads up.
Mm-hmm. And so with the 19 perception, so you'd recognize the ladder looks a little unoiled and kind of a little worse for wear, but it definitely still looks sturdy enough to hold your weight. It doesn't seem like it's had any kind of extreme length to like rot or, you know, splinter or anything really even kind of like that. It just looks a little worse for wear, kind of worn, as it were.
Okay. And then, as I recall, at the end of last session, was there a weapons cabinet on the first floor when we first came in?
There was a lock cabinet. There was a sword above the fireplace. But there is a locked cabinet in the wolf's den that no one is. Everybody was really quick to kind of like fan out and then run up the stairs. Like no one really
break shit open and steal shit.
Yeah. No one had really put two and two together yet that this house was probably empty. Everyone was still waiting for someone to show up. So I wouldn't say largely so, but the first two levels are relatively unexplored. The first one much more so than the second. Actually, the second one I think has been combed over. You guys were slower to kind of pace everything out because that was when Irina found the secret room with all the stuff in it. You'd found the library with some stuff in it. And I remember you going to whatever the big piano room. I forget what they refer to. It's like the conscriptory or something like that. I have it written down. Give me a second. I can tell you. The conservatory. Close.
Okay. Well, that's it for me. I'll let Dan go.
Okay. All right, Thandy boy, what you doing?
I guess. Well, I was gonna go explore the secret hiding room before we started trying to whoop that armor's ass. So I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
His mark.
Alrighty. Do you want to like just kind of shimmy past him and go up, or are you gonna stay at the bottom and let him do it?
I'll go up. Let's see. I was like here.
Yeah. On these orders, I don't like, as long as you don't go like a bajillion feet, I'm okay. Like if you go like 35 or 40 or whatever, like we don't have to stick specifically to movement speeds like this. This is really more of a
limit us to our dash radius.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, you can dash and then you know, I want to do this, and then, you know, we move to the next person.
All right, then I'm gonna pause at the bottom of the stairs, look back, and call out to everyone. Hey, I'm going up the stairs here. And then I don't know how far up these stairs will you allow me.
Famous last words, dude.
Yeah, I'm going up
It doesn't
alone.
matter how far you go up because you're going to be coming back down them anyway soon.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go to the top of the landing, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll go to the top and then just kind of step off to the side so other people can get by if they make it up here.
Yeah, for sure. Let me pull up my notes. I don't think I got anything for that ladder, but let's see. All right, so does that end your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Irina.
I'm just gonna follow them up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna let someone else lead, but I'm gonna follow along with them.
Okay.
If you'll let me go up to at least where Than is, then I'll just follow.
Sure. That works.
I can remember how to. Sorry, I have a cat that's pushing buttons.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, where did I go? Okay. Ow. Okay. You go up. There we go. I think I'm up there.
You're in the wall.
I'm in the wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I need to move you guys, I absolutely can. It's not a big deal.
Okay. That will be my turn.
Okay.
Stay behind him.
All right, Elion. And Kaylee, can I get you guys to mute? We're picking up some kind of like I don't know, some kind of like squeaky thing. I don't know what's happening. Are you like a fan? I see the cat. I see it.
Elyon's
That's
going
a dog.
to.
I see the dog. Sorry, bro. What were you saying?
I guess I'm not real sure. He's gonna go towards the secret tunnel.
Okay.
But oh shit! I forgot to lock my.
Oh yeah. I managed to be fortunate enough to see it like right as I loaded in. I'm like, oh yeah, this thing.
I'm gonna go through over here, kind of peek my head through, see that it's a bit of a cramped corridor, and then turn towards like Caspian and Valkithra and Travak and kind of see what they're vibing. Basically, hold my action for the time being.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. That might actually honestly be a thing. If we all decide to go up, maybe I'll just move everybody up at once, so that way we're not holding a turn. So we'll get to the end of the turn order, and if that's the case, I'll move everybody at the top.
Yeah, that's all I'll be doing. Basically, waiting to see if everyone's going up or staying down.
Okay. Valkithra, what are you doing?
I'll also go up.
Okay.
I'll point out again that toward the end of her kind of speech not even last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, that she pretty much made it imperative that she wants to stick together as much as possible.
Okay.
Because there's definitely some shit going on in this house. We know it's kind of spooked already with the baby thing. Things aren't what they seem, that kind of thing.
Okay. And just
still very cautious about that.
And just again, as a reminder, you have the journal.
I do.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay.
I have both of them, both books.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Leon also did mention a cannibal book, basically, that he found last.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh yeah. They were cooking up people or something similar.
Yeah, to make the people taste good.
Yeah, I have the. Well, okay. Yeah, you have the. Let me see if I can find it. It's probably way up because that's been a couple weeks back. But if you want to share the name of that book, I don't remember what it was called. It was like something. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, not important. That was the gist of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
I also have that wrote down somewhere, but I can't find it at the moment either.
Caspian, what are you doing, man?
Caspian's going up with the party.
Okay.
I'm gonna check it out.
Tyler, are you back yet?
Yeah, sorry, I was just stuffing my face.
You're good. Do you want to go upstairs too?
Yeah. Wait for me, you daft Tollins. I got little legs.
All right. Give me
kind of like holding the door for you. You know, he's waiting for everybody.
Yeah, give me a second. Hold on. Nobody move. Okay, never mind. Okay. So I can like lasso move everybody, like so, where it keeps the foundation, but I can't shift click and then move you. Okay. And then Ismark, since you're top of the turn order, you get to go first. Okay. Okie dokie.
He stepped out to take the dogs out, but he actually wanted to go back down if you'd let him to go get that sword.
Absolutely.
On that fireplace, and then come back up with the group.
Okay.
That's what he wants to do on his turn.
Okay, I'll move him down. I'll move him down like right there. And then we'll call that when he comes back, he'll be like on the flight of stairs going down. Okay. Thand, what are you doing, man?
If I don't already, I'd like to pull out my sword and shield.
Okay. Are you going to squeeze past everybody and then do it, or are you going to pull them out and then go first?
I guess if you'd allow it, I'd kind of step like here to the base of the stairs, look up, and then pull them out.
Okay. Cool. All right, that works. Are you going to traverse up these steps, or what do you want to do here?
At this point, I'll kind of look back. Then we'll look back and ask everyone. Do you guys want to continue going up, or that'd be directed kind of at everyone?
Well, that is why we are all up here. No,
I don't know. It could just be a cozy room.
get your ass up there. We're tired of waiting.
Let's check it out.
Then we'll turn.
Yeah, Travak is switching over to his mace instead of his torch.
Okay. All right. So the torch is going out.
Yep.
Oh, Valkithra still has a candle in her hand, in her offhand.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Upon making it to the top of the stairs, I'll kind of just stop here and call back down. Hey, there's a door up here. I'm not going to open it until someone else is up here, just in case.
Okay. So you notice sitting atop the handle on that is a latch that is held closed with a rather large padlock.
Ooh. I think something's locked in here. That'll be it. That'll just now be in my turn.
Okay.
I can probably handle that.
Irina, you're up.
I'm gonna follow him up there. I'm not a good person for this, but I'd like to at least, since there's a padlock, maybe there's traps or something around the door.
Okay. You want to search? Just kind of get an idea.
Yeah, just kind of get an idea and see
Okay.
before we attempt to unlock it if there's anything else that might be like a booby trap or anything.
Okay. Yeah, give me perception or investigation, whichever one's higher.
Ooh.
How big was that dice that you just rolled?
Very big.
Yeah, you got. Oh, nice. I don't have it on me. I have they make Magic the Gathering life counters in the shape of the D20, and they're massive. Like you could, it fits like in the palm of my hand. Like I could deck somebody in the face with it. Like if I throw it, it'd be awesome.
Our kids are a little bit bigger than this because she helps roll
Yeah, she got some big
everything.
foam.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I got my
I got one of these for our birthdays.
nice. Yeah, I got a one of those bath bomb D20s that I was messaging you about. I got one for my son. He hasn't used it yet.
I used mine, and I got Santa Claus ducks
rubber
in
duckies.
mine.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Give me a second. I have
I
mine.
actually rolled a 21.
Okay, perfect. So you just kind of you look around, and while the corridor that you're in seems rather kind of nefarious, there isn't really anything in the way of traps or tripwires or anything that really looks out of the ordinary. It just, there's a lot of cobwebs. That's really kind of the one thing, again, like it, for once, it seems like this portion of the house hasn't been traveled recently in a while, even though the wear and the boards shows that at some point there was a lot of foot traffic through here.
Yeah. Does anyone have any tools to unlock this, or I could just, I guess, knock it off?
I do have a set of tools, actually.
Perfect. How about you come unlock it?
Okay, so is that in your turn?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure somebody found a key. Would who found a key?
Oh shit!
Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like somebody found a key. Now it might not work to this door. I'm just saying, somebody might have found a key. Okay, Valkyrie, throw.
Yeah, I'll get up there and test my luck with the padlock.
You can do it, bro. I believe in you. Oh man, give me a second.
Just in case something bad happens out of all this, Elyon would have moved up on his.
Okay.
Just to be behind then.
Did I skip you right there?
Yeah, but I was going to skip
my bad.
Turn, regardless.
Okay.
Continue the unlocking of this door.
Yeah, my bad, dude. I didn't even realize that I double hit the door. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and move you.
Okay, yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And do you...
In case something bad does come,
so,
I don't want to be in the spot.
The one thing I want to point out... okay, all right, excellent. Never mind. There is side there. I thought... Because when there's no line on it, that looks black. I was going to say, because typically it is as you see it, but there's not fucking holes here. I don't want to... You're not going to like trip and fall and die. Okay. All right. So, Valkythra, you're taking a stab at disarming the door?
Yes, and I'm looking for where to roll that because I know I've got special things for my thieves' tools.
Is it... So, would it be... It probably is sleight of hand, and then the thieves' tools, if you have them, would add...
Specifically thieves' tools because I have expertise with thieves' tools specifically.
Oh, so do you have thieves' tools?
I do. Yeah, it's part of my gear.
Gotcha.
Little amounts of things that I have.
Yeah, gotcha. Let's take a look because I've not had to use these
Plus
tools.
your proficiency times 2 if you have expertise. It'd be like 4 plus whatever your dex modifier and d20.
Okay, yeah, lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks to disarm traps or open locks. So yeah, he's right. Your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity modifier plus the d20.
See.
The goal here is not to roll a natural one.
So which one am I rolling then?
It's it'll be your dexterity, yeah, and then you add your proficiency bonus to it. It's strange that it wouldn't be sleight of hand, but I mean, whatever.
I think it is sleight of hand, or no, maybe
No, the these tools for 5e specifically state proficiency with these tools lets you add proficiency bonus to any ability checks to make you disarm traps or open locks.
All right. That is a 10 plus my proficiency bonus, which is +2.
Mm-hmm.
But I have expertise, and I don't remember exactly how that. I think it's another +2. Is it double my proficiency?
It's double proficiency.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a 14. So you kind of you spend a long time kind of checking your tension pin, and you keep kind of bouncing it up within the cylinder, and you manage to go through all 4 of the locks, or I guess of the security pins that would hold this cylindrical lock down. But for whatever reason, your tension wrench doesn't want to turn, and you've managed to free all of them. You don't have anything binding, but for some reason, this lock does not want to open.
We'll let the rest of the team know that it is quite stuck.
Yeah, I mean, with that, like, you wouldn't, nothing that you have would be stuck in there. But like I said, through your proficient use with these tools and the time that you've spent training, like, this lock should have opened, but it's not opening for some peculiar reason. Okay. Is there anything else you want to try?
No, actually. I'll just stand by the door and a little off to the side and let somebody else try their luck.
Okay. Caspian.
So without tools or anything like that, you can't just pick a lock.
No, and you have to be proficient. You have to be proficient with them as well to use them.
Okay. The Caspian just kind of looks to the group and asks, hey, does anybody have any ideas? Do we want to try to break the door down? Or we could just try to find another way.
Trayvark would mention that he has rope. Not sure what it'd be good for, but try pulling the door open.
Rope.
We can try to knock the lock off first before we knock off the door.
Valid.
We could do that. That's a pretty good idea. Let's have Caspian try to break open the lock with his scimitar, however you say it.
You fucking non-English reading motherfucker. I'm fucking with you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to, dude, moving forward, take a stab at it.
Let's try it out. Squeeze in there.
Okay. And do you want to use the scimitar to try and do it? Like, how are you swinging a blade at it? Are you trying to hit the pommel with it? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think with the blunt end of it, I'm just gonna, like the handle, the blunt end of the handle, I'm just gonna swing it at it.
Now, I do want to make this point because I'm pretty sure that that's an ornamental scimitar, and the ornamental feature at this table is it's a made up thing. Any successful hit has a 10% chance of breaking the weapon. and that would
10%?
yeah. So what'll happen is
Man.
if you were to do it, you would roll a strength check, and then you would have to roll a D100, and if you rolled a 10 or under, it would break.
Yeah, Trevok already broke his once.
Actually, as a matter of fact, that they broke a lot. Like a lot of people broke theirs.
Yeah, I'm a gambling man. Let's do it.
All right, man. You take a swing at it, dude. Let's see it. Give me a strength roll first.
Okay. How do I roll in the table? I think I have all that shit.
So you just click the blue squares in the on his character sheet, and it'll give you a little pop up for something about Tailspire. You just click open a Tailspire. You might have to click it again, and then it'll spawn a dice in here with all the appropriate modifiers. Very nice. There you go.
I think that worked.
Yes, it did. You rolled an 11. So I need you to roll a D100. So if you hit your space bar, you have the dice should show up. You'll have like all 7 of them. Do one 10-sided and a double 0. And roll those both together.
Did it bring the green one? Okay.
Yeah, you can just roll it again. Okay, 49. So you kind of. Oh no, you're good, bro. You don't have to roll it. I just took the 2d10s. You're good. This is a 49.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I'm gonna clear some of these dice out of here really quick so they're not in the way. So you raise the scimitar back and just kind of voraciously like bring it down with a little bit of panache, as it were. However, strength wasn't necessarily always your family's strong suit, at least not in the way that agility was. And that's no different with you. And as you kind of smashed into this lock, it may be kind of rusty looking, it may be kind of old, and it may be covered in dust and cobwebs. But it definitely still has the strength to withstand that hit. And in doing so, you put kind of a small dent in the pommel, but the overall feeling of the sword is still the same. It doesn't feel any worse for wear. There's a new dent in the bottom of the haft or whatever it's called.
Understood. Okay.
Okay. You want to do anything else?
No, I'm just Caspian's gonna say, oh, it didn't work. That actually hurt, and just kind of back away from the door a few steps to let somebody else give whatever they want to a shot.
You guys remember when Caspian went to go jump over that wall behind Mad Mary's and then ate shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is right in that same vein.
The dwarf did it super gracefully.
Yeah. Speaking of dwarves and super grace, Trevok, you are up, my friend. What's the game plan?
Fireball. I don't really know. I don't think Trevok really has a play here. So basically, he's gonna look at the others and be like, "What are y'all looking at me for?" I don't got shit to do. So,
right. So you just want to hold your action then?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
Out.
All right, Matt, talk to me, brother. What are you doing? You running down to go grab that sword?
Yeah, I'm headed to go nab the sword off of. It was on the mantle.
Yeah, above the fire.
Okay, am I all the way on the first floor already?
Yeah, you're pretty much there. You could dash there and back to grab it if you want. I'll give you that much distance.
Okay, I'm gonna go nab the sword, and then I think I wanted to look at the cabinet you were referring to.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, yeah, so
I give you guys the key I found, but I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. He wouldn't have known you would be metagaming at this point. So I gotta look specific. I don't think they're specific to which one is which. Give me a second here. Just need 2 seconds. Give me a second. Bear with me. Okay.
You guys are all breaking all your ornamental shit.
Okay, yeah. So I guess this is the cabinet right here. I don't see anything that.
There's a closet next to that table.
Yeah, the book specifically states like an armoire or whatever. We'll go with this. This will be it. This will be the cabinet. It's locked. Lock cabinet. Okay.
Right. Unlock it forcefully.
Okay. You unlock it forcefully.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Or with the key if it works.
Okay. Yeah. So it is definitely locked. Give me 1 second here. Look at my notes.
I just realized I was muted, but I was going to say Thand most definitely broke his ornamental weapon first swing.
Yeah.
After a call I called earlier,
It's
that I was
pretty
like, "Man, I
bad.
feel like-"
Right.
He was just like, "Nah, you'll be fine, man. It's like crazy occurrence if that happens."
Uh, okay. So you go to put the key into that lock, and it doesn't turn. The key seems kind of like it would fit in, right? Like that would be the appropriate style of key, but it doesn't quite match with the rest of the cylinder. The prongs don't match up.
Plan B.
Okay. What's your plan B? You gonna try and muscle it off of there?
I'm gonna bust it open.
Yeah, try it. Let's see it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Is it straight strength or athletics?
We'll go strength.
14.
Okay. So you manage to break not necessarily like the locking mechanism, but the bolts that are on the wall, like holding the hinge, like one of the two of those kind of comes out, and it allows the door to swing open just enough for you to kind of like peer around into it. So it's, like you can see here how there's a little bit of the wall sticking out. That door would come out and open to about right here, where there's maybe 3 or 4 inches where you could see inward.
What is within?
So you notice immediately that there is a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow, and an assortment of bolts.
Some good stuff for my new friends.
Okay. So if you would like, you can attempt to rip the door once more, because as it stands right now, nothing will come out.
Yeah. Do I need to do that next turn or?
No, I'll let you do this go around.
Okay.
Because everybody else is kind of at a standstill until you get back. So we're just gonna hurry. Okay, absolutely. So you just kind of flustered and frustrated with everything that's kind of happening in the situation that you consistently find yourself in. You snap briefly. You lose kind of your cool and your sense of being, and you notice that when you rip the door back and then you look in and you see the things, you go to open the door and it gets stuck again, and you're just like, oh motherfucker, and you grab it by the inside of the door and with all of your might just kind of just rip the door back, and it slams against the wall, and it's incredibly loud, so much so that the rest of the party would hear it slam up in the corridor ahead or above.
I'll start piling that stuff into whatever sack I have and.
Okay. And just so you know, so it's a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow, and 20 bolts for each.
Each? Okay.
Yeah.
Heavy, light. What else?
And a hand. Yeah.
That's my turn.
Okay.
Get that away as soon as possible.
Yeah. And go ahead and mark down that you have the sword as well.
Excuse me.
Yeah, the sword.
We'll make you
Is it
run
a
all
long
over.
sword, or?
Yes. And I read the description out whenever we had originally found it. But to give you an idea, so it's a long, very polished steel sword. It has kind of like a concavity that runs It's in the middle. It's probably about a 1/2 inch wide. It runs probably 3/4 of the length of the blade, and the handle of which has a cross guard that is gold. It comes out in like a square with the flared endings. And in the midst of that, where it sits over the handle, is a windmill. And then the handle itself is very decorative. It's also gold, and it spirals all the way down until it meets like it tapers out and then immediately plumes like a typical pommel would. But there's no ornament on the bottom of the pommel. It's just a smooth, flat, piece of steel.
Does it look like combat ready, or is it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Good.
All right. Does anyone want to do anything while Ismark is gone? Does anybody have ideas? Is anybody doing anything? Because if not, I'm just going to poof him back up here.
Just trying to break the lock.
I was just gonna. Than was just gonna ask if the rest of the party heard that, loud thump, and if anyone wanted to do anything about it. But that was all I had planned.
Okay. Well, you are up, Stan. So
All right.
all of the things Stan just said happen, unless he wants to say them in character.
Oh, did you guys hear that? And also, where's Ismark?
You see me coming back with a pile of weapons and also a key that's just out in my hand. I'm like, oh, by the way, I found this. If we find any locks.
Oh well, that's actually perfect. We got this lock here. You can try it there. Otherwise, I'm gonna try and just bust the door down.
It is here for the taking, my friend.
All right, I guess. So Ismark would not be able to try the key this turn. So can Thand take the key and try it?
He's not even back up here yet.
Oh,
It's if everyone says like, okay, no, we're just gonna wait for Ismark to come back, then I'll pull him back up.
I'm
That's
fine
right.
with it.
Yeah, I think we all just acknowledge like where is Mark, and we just
Okay.
wait for him.
All right, give me just a second then, Matt. Let me grab you, and I'm just gonna portal you back. Oh no, where'd you go?
Oh no!
The ghost got him.
Oh shit! Think he's back up here already? Question mark.
No.
Where'd your token go, bro?
I moved him in front of the closet thing.
In front of the closet thing.
It,
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I see him now. Okay. Okay. And poof, Ismark is climbing up with a handful of ranged weapons and a very nice longsword that he didn't have a minute ago. So there's that. He's holding all of these things, and there's also a rusty well, not even rusty. There's the opposite of, actually. There's a well polished iron key, like to a point where like it's smooth to the touch. There are no burrs. There's no anything. It's waxed and polished, and seems to be well taken care of, as most things in the lower portions of the house are.
does everybody have ranged weapons? Because Irina doesn't have a ranged weapon at all. And I wouldn't mind taking a crossbow of some sort for ranged attacks.
I think there's one person with a ranged weapon, but I think I know there's still at least one person with an ornamental weapon. So yeah,
Caspian has a crossbow and an ornamental.
he has a crossbow. He should have a longbow.
It says that I have a crossbow. Wait, let me double check.
Bro, isn't that fucking just like adding stuff? Because I remember he had
I have a +5 weapon of Vorpal slaying.
Yeah, I see the hand crossbow here as well.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm reading it right.
And,
It's only the ones with the red check mark, right?
Did you add these, Jesse?
I did not touch shit.
We're gonna. I don't know where he's getting all these things from.
So we have 2.
And what am I? Am I not supposed to have the crossbows? Just the longbow and the.
Yeah, just the longbow.
Okay.
I now
So-
have an extra skill for thieves' tools, and I am happy. It took me a while to fix it.
How many arrows am I supposed to have for that? Ian was tracking crossbow bolts.
Oh, was he?
Or no, and it looks like he wasn't actually.
I think I gave him
at all.
infinite because
Yeah, he did.
inventory management is garbage.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get on top of it here.
Yeah, you're
But for
good.
you, unfortunately, he doesn't like you, so you only get 2 more left. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you got.
I only need one. It's fine.
Oh, shit. I would hold him to it
Is that for yourself?
Yeah.
just in
Always
case.
pull it out of the body.
Yeah, exactly.
Spend time pulling them out.
All right. So what's happening? What are we doing?
I guess if he's divvying up weapons, then he can probably just give the key to whomever and let's get this padlock going.
So he's up here then?
Yeah, I portaled him back up here because everybody was just kind of standing around.
All right, then I'll,
I spend my turn handing the key off to whoever takes it, and then divvying up weapons.
Okay. So at this point, speak now or forever hold your peace if you want a crossbow.
Irina would take one if everyone's okay.
How
with
many
that.
are left is my question.
There's
'cause, Rick could use one.
Yeah, there's 2 if Irina takes one. Now, mind you, they're in varying sizes. There's a large one, there's a medium sized one, and there's one that would fit like around your wrist, essentially.
Oh shit.
Like it would attach to your hand. Very I mean it's almost like a pistol in comparison to
Oh shit,
the
that's
other
cool.
2.
Give me that one. I'll take that one on Valkithra.
Valkithra
We'll
looks
wrap
up.
it
Give
up.
me that one.
I'll take the light, and then whoever doesn't have range can take the heavy.
I guess I mean, I don't think I can. I use ranged weapons.
Yeah.
So I was just checking this.
Yeah, you can. Crossbows
Yeah, I sure
are
as shit
smaller than Marshall if they're not large, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they're considered simple weapons, so as long as you can use martial weapons, you're fine.
Yeah.
But it does use
Simple weapon.
Oh, is it? Okay, excellent.
Yeah, the heavy and the hand are gonna be martial.
But they'll use dexterity, Tyler, just like in 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. The children are about.
The children of the corn.
Yeah.
So the crossbows are being divvied up?
Yeah, so she'll just, I'm assuming, Kaylee, you're just going to hand out like a bundle of 20 with each one, or are you going to like
Yeah,
hoard
I'll
some?
just do 20 for each
Okay.
person. That's how I have it written down in my notes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if I really know how to use one of those things too well, but do you need that sword?
You need that one.
You may certainly take it.
No.
It would be good to see real steel in your hands, my friend.
Yeah, this is. Then we'll kind of hold up his short sword. This is kind of more like a toothpick. And is that a key? Then we'll kind of look back at the door, look at the key, look back at the door, look at the key. I wonder if that goes in there.
Go for it.
All right, so I guess we're attempting to open said door.
So you stick the key into the lock, and you go to turn it for a second, and it seems kind of, it rotates slightly, and then it jams, and it stops, and it won't go left or right. And you take a second to just let out a heavy sigh, and you give it like one more turn in desperation, and as you turn it, all you hear is a clunk, and the lock just opens up on one side, and it comes not necessarily apart, but it immediately unclasps.
Oh, right, that worked. And then if
the door
if you allow
opens.
it, can
The
I
door's
switch
open.
switch to that big sword, and then that would
Absolutely.
My turn.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. And that'll be my turn. I'll just be kind of putting it, or I guess, and anyone want this? It's not that big, but probably do something. Holding out the short sword.
And then you're gonna get in the doorway when the vampires kill us. Because you're closest to the door.
Salt, you're the closest to the door.
No, unlocking the damn
If
thing.
anybody's gonna get massacred by vampires, bro, it's totally you.
I mean, I do have that coming, but
yeah. Okay. So where to now? Yes. Well, I guess so. It goes to Than was the one that opened it. We're going back to Irina.
I guess I'll go around him and kind of quietly go in that room to see if there's anything in
Okay.
there.
All right.
do it
Where am I? Okay.
I can move you if I need. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
because I think
Move.
I'm on the stairs.
All right. Yeah, you're in the doorway now.
Okay. Just kind of go about right here just to kind of look around.
Okay. So your first kind of just inquisition of the room is it almost seems like it's just a common attic. There's like random stuff kind of everywhere. There's some broken like plaster and things along the walls that seem to be like it might have been from somewhere else. When you look at the walls over here to the side, all this is still in like pristine condition, albeit a little dirty, but it's not cracked or broken in any way, shape, or form. There's a litany of papers and things just kind of strewn about. And you recognize a lot of like tapestries and things kind of folded up and just stuffed in random various corners.
Can I look at some of the papers on the floor and just see if there's anything that...
Absolutely. Give me an investigation check.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Nice. So you, in your years of nobility, have kind of gathered what a profit and loss statement kind of looks like. Like you could recognize the ledger pretty quickly. And you're kind of going through and looking at all of the different transactions on the day to day. And you notice that the amounts for this ledger are starting to get really low until about 2/3 of the way down. And there's a name. All it reads is Sturjanovich, and that's it. But it shows a deposit of 50,000 underneath of it, and then there's other like
30,000?
50,000, and then there's like other random little snippets that kind of finish out the page. You know, there's row purchases for 3. It's specifically listed as produce for 2, and bones for broth for 3.
Bones.
And then that's kind of where it ends out at.
Okay.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, because I feel like that's going to take me a little bit to go through it while everyone else is coming up.
Okay.
Through that.
Elion? You're up, Brett.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah, I believe I'm going to just follow her in. I want to go in about the same distance and
Okay.
we do a little pondering.
Yeah, so I mean you recognize essentially the same thing that she does. Although you can kind of see where it looks like some of the shifting of the house. has knocked off some of the plaster and the facade of the wall, as it were.
Gotcha.
But other than that, you notice pretty much generally the same thing that she recognized.
All right. Would I be able to walk a little bit more center of the room?
Sure.
All right. Well, then let's go about here.
Okay.
And I guess, yeah, just take in the room, make sure there's nothing out of the ordinary or
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to give me like a perception check?
say, yeah, maybe a perception or
Okay.
even an investigation, but yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, either or. Whichever one's higher, man. I mean, easy.
I think my D&D Beyond shit's
Is it bugging?
working. Oh, there we go.
You can roll it manually if you want. Hell yeah.
A 13.
So, the one thing that really kind of sticks out to you, and it seems to kind of ring clear in here more than even in the corridor that you just came through, is that how seemingly unkept, like it's almost like night and day, the difference between how clean and pristine and in order and how everything had a place in the lower floors, and you get here and shit's just kind of strewn about. Like there's no real order to anything. The floors look like they've not been waxed in a while. They're kind of starting to like splinter a little bit. They creak when you walk across them. It's almost like night and day. Like you're in a completely new home almost, crossing of that ladder.
Is this lantern actually like lit and on?
Yes.
Like it's fueled?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there a lantern there? I don't show anything there. Give me a second. Boop.
I see
Okay.
the
Yeah.
light,
Yeah.
but no lantern.
Yeah, I got it. It's the your
I
render
see.
height.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I should be a lantern on a shelf in my
Yeah, I got it. It's in there. So yes, it would be on and lit and oiled.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of wait here. Kind of
Okay.
wait for the rest of the group to usher in.
Okay. Valkithar? Salt?
You muted, by the way,
Muted.
Salt?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
My bad. Yep.
I
I'm
see
good.
you moving, but you ain't talking. Do.
Right. Move in, and I think seeing where they're at, I'll probably just come up to this door,
Okay.
and I'll check it for traps.
Okay. So yeah, give me an investigation check.
Dang, I got a natty, boy.
Nice. So you look over it, with the natty. We're just gonna do this. We're gonna expedite some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So not only do you recognize several things about the store, what you don't see are traps or tripwires or anything kind of out of the ordinary outside of it being an actual door. But you recognize while looking at the lock how it's kind of sitting out slightly further away from the door than anything with a flat back should. Like it seems to kind of be protruding outward a little bit. So you go to lift the lock and you recognize a button on the back of the lock. What do you do?
I'm gonna press that button.
Okay. You press that button, it immediately unclasps.
I'm gonna push that door open.
Okay. So you remove the lock, you push the door open. Give me a second here. I have a monologue. And as always, there's two doors.
Of course.
A puff of dust falls from the lock as you hear a clicking noise. As you slowly open the door, its hinges painfully groan. The room inside is sparsely lit by the moonlight, revealing a child's room with two beds. A chest overflowing with toys in the middle next to a dollhouse. Everything is covered in cobwebs, and laying next to the dollhouse are two small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller two cradles a stuffed doll that you also recognize. That the the child outside was holding. What do you do?
I'll turn to Elyon and I'll say, if you take some type of prayer over the dead, I believe we have found the children. And it is my opinion that the children who led us here may be these two that are dead.
That is an excellent observation. Perhaps we shall relinquish them of this earth.
Okay. So Valkithra, are you moving in or are you staying there?
I think I'll move in and more just to confirm my thoughts. Are there, I mean, I don't really see anything on the wall so much, but I'm thinking like, are there any portraits or anything that looks like it would have been Rose and Thorn, the names from the book, the children that were with us?
Yeah, so right here is a family portrait of the obviously of the family portrait of the family. And the difference being here is that the parents both look very jovial. They are holding a baby. However, there's only one other child in the portrait, and that is of Rose. So you could deduce that the baby in this photo is Thorn, and not the other baby from the portrait down below.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, would you like to give me a perception check of this portrait?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and roll it down.
That would be an 11.
Okay. So you see a house on this one. It's just a house on a plane. But that's kind of really all you take from it. You just kind of give it a quick glance, like, oh, whatever.
I'll look over to Elyon. I'll be like, well, what do you make of this house? Every picture, every portrait in here has like given me a sense that there's meaning behind everything, but not this. I don't recognize it.
I'm not quite sure where we're in, but I don't think we've have realized the facade of this house yet. Something is not right.
I do agree with you.
Okay. Valkithra, is that in your turn?
That does.
Okay. Caspian?
Well, first I'm gonna get in the room and kind of see what's going on. Do I need to check my movement or just?
Hey, you can move up at least as far as Elion did, maybe a little bit further. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking even just behind Elion right here.
Okay.
Oh crap! Can't see inside anymore.
And do you want to look around at anything in particular, or is there any like Irina went through and looked at different items on the floor? Is there anything you want to
Yeah,
look
I'll
at?
take a look at the tapestries or the fabric over here.
Give me
this side of the room.
give me an investigation check.
Okay, let me do that. I can get it. Like I clicked. Did it roll? Okay, it did.
Heard
roll.
it. Yeah. Okay. So these just look to be these just look to kind of be like worn and trampled, dusty old rugs of various colors, from purple to red to gold. You can tell even without unrolling them, they're well trodden and threadbare, at least in some spots. And others, they look to be a little more pristine. And the only thing really that you kind of deduce from this is that maybe they're rugs that have retired, but they've saved them as there are portions of it that could be reusable if they needed to patch something.
Okay. After walking up the stairs as well, I'll just make sure I have my melee weapon out and not my longbow. So.
Okay. Yes, you're holding the scimitar.
Yep.
Maybe.
And that'll end my turn.
And I said, what is that?
fuck?
To go in. On a privilege.
Quincy. Thank you, sir. Can I have some more? Yeah. Jeez, Louise. Sorry, my children.
It again, sir.
Yeah, exactly. My children belong on shows with Bill Cosby in the 80s. Before everyone knew that he was a horrible person. Okay. Did that end your turn, Jesse?
It did, yep.
Okay.
All right.
That takes us to one Mr. Trayvok.
So
Hashtag bang beard. Sorry, that was Tourette's.
yeah, at the very least, I'm going to be like in the room, right? So I just move my piece like right here. Is that all right?
Sure. Absolutely.
Can you remind me? Did I ever, when I was down 2 sessions ago, when I was downstairs, did I ever find anything to repack that torch that went out that I was using before?
I don't think so, but you also have like 9 other torches. Yeah, I think that if I recall correctly, that was what I told you. Like, no, it's out, but you're also holding like a shitload more of them.
Okay. Well, Trayvok, at this point, since everyone else is kind of doing investigating,
Yeah.
I want to investigate the area behind us, behind everyone, like in this direction.
Okay, yeah, kind of over there where Caspian's at.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
All right. Can I do perception instead of investigation?
Sure, man. I'll let you do whatever one's higher. That's fine.
19 plus 1 is 20.
Oh, nice. So you find a book. And detailing in this book, its cover is blank. It is a black hard-covered book, so it's wood on either side, but it's wrapped in a like a cloth fabric, and it has an adornment of it's like a circle that has sort of like a pointed cross on it. It looks like a big sun. But the bottom ray kind of just extends down to the front of the book. You're uncertain as to what that symbol might be. Do you want to open the book?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to take some time to read it, or are you just kind of thumbing through it?
To start, I'm just thumbing through the pages like a picture book.
Remind me again, your friend's name was it Bjorn?
Bairn.
Bairn, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You
the Berenstain Bears.
you immediately recognize that his name is on the page.
What?
Would you like to continue reading?
Yes. That catches his eye, and he points immediately, like takes his finger and points at the name and starts reading from that point.
Okay.
I have to ask for flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Does Trayvok seem like the type that as he's going through this and he gets excited that he just starts reading out loud, like right where he sees the name and starts going? That's a Trayvok question.
We absolutely could do that if you wanted to. I could narrate exactly what it says through him.
For something like this, you guys don't quite know this part about Trayvok yet, but for something like this, where we're going to be reading about Bairn, yes, he would be exclaiming this to everyone.
So I get the impression he's very excitable is why I mentioned that, because I'll just like see him, Baron and this, and he's like turning and trying to can't control himself, but he's reading this book and everybody's like, dude, what's the deal?
So absolutely. Okay. So yeah, he's kind of thumbing through the pages. It's a relatively large book. There's probably 500-600 pages in this thing.
Oh, okay.
Wow. And he gets to we'll call it probably about 7,500 pages in. And it details like very vividly to a point where it almost calls you back to a memory that you have and hold very dear to you and Bairn sneaking away from your parents and running off into a mine. And it's, as you read the pages, like it almost just washes you out and takes you back to that space, like in a third person point of view, like you're watching yourself run down these mine shafts and look at it, even like the jagged rocks and the gems within the different veins kind of like popping out at you as you run by. And you can, it even details you know, how hard you were breathing and how, just how much fun you were having and how elated you were to be with your best friend that you've known, you know, for the majority of your life, even at this point as young children or young dwarven children. Do you want to continue forward? Like, do you just continue reading? Are you going to thumb through it all? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to announce to the rest, like, just kind of generally, like, how is it possible that this vivid detail of this memory is here in this book? Just completely flabbergasted. And I mean, so he would hold his thumb on that spot, right? But now he's flipping back to some of the previous pages to see if there's any other names that he might recognize from the group itself. Elion, Valkithra, Caspian, Ismark, Dan.
So what you notice as you flip backwards is like earlier that day. Like it, for whatever reason, seemingly that day after kind of being reminded of it, like you look back on it very fondly. You're like, holy shit, man, that was like one of the best days of my life. Like, I remember that morning I had breakfast and then I went and you like, oh my God, like as you're recalling it, like you see it written down on the page. You're like, oh my God, I remember ditching school with Bjorn that day. And then we went down into the mine shafts to run and hide away from everyone.
Right. So it's detailing previous.
Yes.
Is this a book about me? Like,
I mean, do you want to keep flipping through it?
Yeah. Like now I'm.
Are you going forwards or backwards?
Now I'm going forward again.
Okay. How far forward? How far?
So, let's just say enough to try and get to. Oh, you know what? Let me go very close to the end of the book because now I want to see what's at the end of the book.
Okay.
I know what's kind of towards, you know, what is this, like the beginning center,
Mm-hmm.
like only 100 pages in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All
so
right,
you're one to go. So you start quickly flipping through this book and you realize like, you're like, oh shit, it's just like page after page after page after page. And it keeps like you stop and kind of glance like every 20 pages. So you're like, oh my God, I remember this. Oh my God, I remember this. Oh, wow. And then you get to, you're like, holy shit. So you like hurry up, put your thumb on one side and with like like you start like shoving the pages off to the side and then they're all immediately blank as you start like flipping back like to where they're not blank pages anymore.
Okay. Can I send you a private message real quick?
Absolutely.
Is there something specific that I'm looking for that I might? Where are you? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Here you are. Okay.
I was muted, but I definitely went, where are you?
I'd almost thought about not adding this part because it seemed kind of gimmicky, but I'm really glad that I did. This is kind of neat so far. All right, give me just a second.
He's
Okay.
looking to see if that's detailed in there.
So your best way to find that would be to recount your tale of events, right? Like that's the first thing that comes to you. It's like, okay, so let's go back and find text. And you reach to the end of it. In the last line, it says, and even now he stands here reading the book. You keep like going backwards. And you quickly start like thumbing through it, and where it's mentioning like, he ran into Valkithra, or and then Elion told him this, and then he distinctly remembers the shit smell as he soiled his pants. And you're like, okay, shit smell, and you keep going back, and then it's just like,
Cut that.
The fog. And then you read a couple lines, and it details you meeting Barudramir in the forest. And then you turn one page forward, or one page further back. And the first line that reads, I laid there for hours, and I listened to my kinsman die. Do you wish to continue reading?
No. At that point, he just slumps over and just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Retreats into himself when he reads that.
Okay. Do you keep the book or do you leave it?
Oh, I'm keeping this book. Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess that can end my turn.
Okay. We go to Ismark.
Man, that's heavy, man. All right, see if I can grab myself.
Yeah, once we finally get to the point where we can all sit down and talk in like 6 sessions, there'll be lots of stuff for everybody to kind of talk about.
Is there a door over here?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna kind of...
If you pull that green thing down, it will knock off the ceiling.
Oh yeah, that would be helpful.
Oh, he would have read that part out loud, right? Trevok?
Assuming so, yeah.
And this is where all my... and laying there forever watching all my kinsmen die. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kick this door open.
Okie dokie. So you kick the doors open. And before you is a dust-choked room that contains a slender bed, a nightstand, a small iron stove. You can hear it roiling, or something roiling, like over a cauldron. There's also a writing desk with a stool, a wardrobe, a rocking chair, and a smiling doll in a lacy yellow dress sits in the northern window block. Cobwebs draping like a wedding veil, all about the doll.
And you said the pot, there was like a pot on a stove roiling?
You can hear it. Something sounds like boiling liquid, like a boiling water. You can't necessarily see it, but you hear it within the room.
Yeah, if I have enough movement, I would make my way in.
Okay. And this isn't a monster. This is like some moss. It's like moss growth within the house.
Mimics can be anything.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
He's just trying to set you up.
Yeah. Don't touch it.
So do you want to go into the room a little further? So the one thing you notice kind of as you step in, nature has seemed to kind of reclaim this room more so than any of the others. Like you can see there's wild plants starting to kind of sprout from the walls and cracks and crevices. There's large moss that's budding with mushrooms, dawning across the floor. It's a little damper in here, and albeit kind of musky and moldy smelling versus the rest of the house that seems to be kind of dry and creaky or incredibly well kept and pristine and perfumed. This house seems to almost bear kind of a rotting smell, but not necessarily rotting flesh, just old musky rotting wood.
Look like the roof has been leaking in here. Is the window
Kinda. It's a little bit of all the above. Like the facade that the house held beneath obviously isn't a thing with this room.
Okay. All right, that's my turn.
Okay. Sandy boy.
All right. Sand will walk into the room for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Is you doing it in slow motion like Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Yes. Can I
Okay.
drop a bucket of water on me and like?
Yeah, you slip on the water, you immediately fall backwards.
Yeah, that would be your luck, dude. Don't push it.
Somehow he rounds the bend down the secret
Mhm.
hidey hole and then keeps
He
going.
manages to fall in the one weak spot on the floor and falls all the way back down four flights and dies.
I think I'm just gonna walk him to like the center of the room and then just kind of take a look around because, like I said, it's his.
Okay.
Here, yeah, and then I'll just kind of take a
So,
look around.
I mean, you can kind of see, obviously, Trevok is holding a book, and you've heard him kind of exclaim a few things, and he still seems the jovial tones that you heard from him through the doorway seem to not really replicate what it is that's on his face. He looks very defeated and almost uncomfortable. And emotional, I guess would be the way to be. He looks very depressed. And then Caspian's over here. He's just kind of like lazily like searching through things. Like Kaylee's probably the only one that'll think this is funny, but he looks like a man looking for something. There's several things there where things could kind of be tucked behind, but he's pretty much just kind of like just moving the surface layer of the top rug and just like, oh, okay, no, there's nothing here. And Valkithra is standing in a room by herself. From your point of direction, it's almost kind of eerie because you just get her as a straight shot. I think I can here I can force everybody to look at it. Like it's just
That's kind of sick.
all you get is the one quick like narrow view of her and nothing within the room. And for whatever reason, that kind of strikes you as almost ominous, more so than it really should. But it is something that you notice.
All right. I guess if I see Trevok, I might like walk over, put a hand on his shoulder.
Okay.
Are you all right? What's wrong, Trevok? Kind of just like firm grip on his shoulder. Still like, it's all right.
Sorry, man, you fucking got me. That was good.
Yeah, that was
Kind of
ruined
scared. I saw the unmute, and I was like, all right, here it comes.
That was really good. I'm sorry. Okay, continue. My bad.
If you're asking me, Trevok would just be like, at this point, Trevok would close the book and just like hold it close, like now it's like a prized possession kind of thing. Even though it's kind of weird, and he would just say, "It's nothing, lad. Like nothing for now, lad. Maybe for later."
All right, just making sure. Dan continues just observing
Don't
around.
worry, this happens to everybody in Barovia once in a while. You'll move on.
You come in, you cry, you get over, you do work. You cry again.
You suck in those tears, you move on.
Yeah.
We finish the job.
It is like gulag. Okay. All right. So does that end your turn, man, or you want to do something else?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. All right, Irina.
Okay, I'm gonna. I guess I've kind of looked through all the papers and stuff. There's really not much else besides the ledger that's around me.
Okay. I mean, yeah, there's like piles of papers, but you can tell like this is all one ledger essentially. And the portion of this that is strange is the way in which they're scattered about. You can see, pages like here and here and here. It's almost like someone were exiting the child's room or the children's room and kind of walking out here and aggressively like throwing batches of paper, I guess, of the ledger, like as they were walking out. Like you can see where some of them are kind of like torn away, or I guess all of them are torn away from the ledger book that they would have been a part of.
Okay, so then I'm gonna kind of follow that path into the children's room and
Okay.
see, and that chest that's right by the door.
Okay.
Investigate that a little bit.
Okay. So, unlike what the depiction shows, there are no locks. If you'd like to open it, you're more than welcome to.
Based off of one I tried to open downstairs seemed to have something in it. I'm just gonna kind of kick it first.
Okay.
And see if anything moves in this one too.
How hard are you kicking it? Are you just kind of bumping it with your foot, or are you like falcon kicking this thing and like going for the gusto and kickball?
To see if I wake anything up that's inside of it.
Okay. So when you go to describe to me how you're doing this.
I'm gonna kick it like I'm kicking a 50-yard field goal.
Ooh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so give me a strength check.
Out of my foot.
All right, yeah, give me a strength check.
Oh God!
And then we'll see what happens.
I'm so strong.
And then I guess I might as well.
Is she about to knock me out with something?
That's a 3.
Oh, nice. Let me get
It's not a natural 1. It was a 2. He's going to time out.
Ooh. Okay. Well, in the midst of doing so, you feel should I say you hear a large crack at first.
Like in the box?
Well, it takes you a second to kind of recognize where it comes from. But as you're standing there, an immense pain begins to emanate from the tip of your toe and starts to kind of crawl up your heel and then up into your ankle. And you take 6 points of damage.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Oh, son of a bitch, motherfucker.
The only appropriate response. Okay. What else would you like to do since you just fucking shattered your toe on this toy chest?
Crying is a free action.
Crying is a free action.
Crying is a free action.
Nobody in Barovia cries.
Except for Trayvon.
I gotta get rid of 6 points. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I guess if I still can, I guess I'll just open it
Like a normal fucking person.
like a normal. Well, I'm mad now. I'm pissed. I'm just gonna throw it open.
So yeah, okay. So with a bit of a ruckus, and some distinct Behokian words, very stern words underneath your breath, you just reach down with one hand and you get your fingers up under the lip. You just throw the lid back, and as it flies back, it hits the wall, kind of back behind it with a really audible bang and clank, like the adornments here on the side, the rivets, they're kind of smack off against the wall, and it almost it stands up for a second, like it hits the wall and then it bounces back up and it stands up for a second, and it almost like tauntingly goes to fall back forward and slams shut back in front of you.
Did I see anything in that split second?
No.
Okay.
Just kicking your ass.
Yeah, the chest. I'm losing to a chest. Can kick an armor's ass, but I can't. The chest
Valkithra side eyes her as she's been kind of focused on these images and stuff, and she looks over like, "What in the hell are you doing?" But she doesn't say anything yet. She just puts a slender finger to her lips and says, "You are disturbing the spirits of the dead behind me."
Right now, I don't care about your damn spirits because this chest is pissing me off.
Who's listening to
That's my
music? What
turn.
is it? Okay.
Valkithra would have leaned the light more into the chest for her to see if she needed to.
Do you want to try and open it one more time, Kaylee, or are you done? Oh yeah, I think she's done. All right, Elion. She looks so defeated. Look at her. You can see her. She's just like burying her hands in her face.
He's like, how do you get?
Look, you took 6 points of damage and you failed to open the box.
We've all been there, right? Where it's like you stub your toe on something and you need it, and you're just like, oh motherfucker, and like you go to fling it back, and it's just like, boom, no, fuck you. Like,
Opened it just gently. I'm like, no, because you would have been pissed off that you.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, no one stubs their toe and then reacts rationally after that.
True.
Okay, all right. Sorry, go ahead, Elion. You're up, dude.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go into the dead child room. Seems like a good plan.
Yeah, it's so inviting, you know.
I'll
It's so
I'll
inviting.
access I'll let fight her battle with this chest.
Okay, yeah. So as you kind of you recognize like the first like air of human just personality from her, like it's the first bit of like relatable personality, you know, as she lets frustration kind of get out of her way, but you recognize that this might not necessarily be like as good of a thing as one might hope when they receive that description. And you just kind of press up against the wall and you're like, I don't really want to touch this bitch. I don't want her to kick me either. So you just kind of, you know, put your back to it and kind of push the door back a little bit and edge your way in. And then now before you see oh shit, I'm sorry. You see the skeletons of two small children, like the same description, wearing familiar clothing. The smaller one seems to be clasping a doll. Do you want to give, do you want to take like an investigation check or anything like that? Do you want to kind of take a look around the room? So far, Salt's kind of checked out the portraits on the wall, and Irina lost the interaction with an inanimate object.
I'll throw out an investigation check on just the corpse of like the children and like maybe the area around them briefly, but mostly let's kind of do that, hashtag holy man thing, dude. And
Hashtag holy man. Okay.
But let me throw this out first. It looks like it rolled in D&D. Oh, hold on, let's see. It's being a little fucky, but
Okay.
that's a 17
There you go.
plus 1. You see that, right?
Yeah, so you just doing like a religion check? Like, what is it you're trying to do?
Sure, yeah, I guess. Whatever would be the appropriate thing for Elion in his holy ways and teachings in the moment of seeing these dead children, whether it's attempting to aid their spirit in crossing or
So you've not necessarily been open to other faiths in your life.
Yeah,
And
he's
that
pretty fucking set on the helm way of
that's
ideology.
that's not necessarily due to the fact of you being intolerant. It's only due to the loyalty of your faith to Helm, and that you know that these children more than likely never got to hear his word. And with that, you go to kneel down next to their skeletons. And as you do so, you catch a small spectral child. He's transparent in nature. He looks identical to the child outside of the house. And he looks at you for a moment, and he doesn't really say anything, but you see his eyes kind of look past you to the other side of the room. What do you want to do?
I want to look to the other side of the room in the
Okay.
direction of his gaze.
Um, just around from behind the corner of this bed, you see essentially the face, I guess a small head, and it would be just above like where the nose bone, like where the nose turns from cartilage to bone, and up is looking at you. So you essentially have just like a set of Nosferatu eyes, like looking at you. And they're also semi-transparent in nature.
Look more like the girl we seen.
Yeah, the hair that you can see would be purple and parted, and at least from what you can see, styled the same way as the girl.
Right. Elion's going to actually just sit down and start reciting words of Helm.
Okay.
And I don't know if I have like a holy book still after getting robbed by the damn Vistanis, but if I would have, I would have that.
I have to go back and watch. I don't remember. What did it look like?
I just mean like a book of Helm, you know? I mean like a
Yeah, gotcha.
Bible.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have any special or gaudy adornments on it or anything
No.
like that. Okay, well then yeah, you'd still have it.
Yeah, it wasn't a that was my holy symbol was like the fancy item. The
Yeah, gotcha.
book is just the run amok, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna do like the fucking trying to convert you to Jesus, man. Trying to read the Bible and converse with these folks. Well, these dead children, I should say.
Okay. All right, so you're just gonna sit down and pull a book out, and are you inviting them out into the open, or what are you doing?
He's kind of leaving it to their discretion. He's reading the book and opening it and
Okay, got
whatnot.
you.
You know, I don't
Uh,
know, just reading a proverb from it.
so the girl kind of looks at you for a moment, and you see her head kind of crane a little bit further out as she looks to the small boy and presses a finger to pursed lips, but she doesn't make a noise. And he pulls his toy up to his chest, his stuffed toy, and you can tell from looking at it. You see one arm kind of dangling out, but you don't see the rest of or I guess you see the arm dangling out of one side, but that's kind of it. That's all that you notice. And with that, he kind of pipes up, and he looks at you and he goes, "Why did that mean lady kick my toys?"
Those who act in ignorance make rational decisions. And sometimes those who act with caution make consequential decisions. There's many lessons to life.
He
Sometimes you just have to kick something.
he looks at you for a second and he kind of nods and he just says, "I like mashed potatoes."
I too prefer my potatoes mashed.
I like turtles.
Yeah. So as soon as you acknowledge that you like mashed potatoes also, like he kind of climbs up on the bed and then sits there next to you. And she comes out as well. And as soon as she kind of comes out, he quickly holds his toy out to her and he's like, "Yeah, fix it, Rose, fix it, fix it." And as he's kind of like shaking it around, you see a big white pluff of cotton sticking out where its arm should have been.
Did anyone else picture Step Brothers? Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. Everyone in here, I think, has met like a 5-year-old where it's just like, you're going to tell them something profound and like wildly knowledgeable. And they're just going to be like, yeah, I like the color blue. We've all been there. All right. For the sake of keeping it moving, I'm going to kick it over to Valkithra. All right, Salt.
I just want to say for flavor that when Valkithra entered the room in the top left of the silver screen, it said Rose and Thorn's room. And then whenever Elyon walked in, it scratched out violently and said dead child's room.
Yeah, dead kids room.
I
It's
think
filled with
Valkithra,
dead kids.
would she even notice the spirits at all? Is she just going to see that Elyon kind
I
of
mean, you can give
came
me
in, kneeled
you can
down?
give me a
and-
perception check to see if you.
I did have like a conversation with that kid, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
yes, you
I
would
got
see
to
them.
turn
That's
to him
true.
and say, I too prefer my potatoes mashed.
Yeah.
At the minimum.
I kind of want you to roll a perception check. Hey, give me a perception check, Salt. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. Oh,
I got a 14.
yes, you see the fucking kids. I was just thinking how funny it was going to be like you just turn and you see Elyon sitting by these two skeletons and he says, "Yes, I also like my potatoes mashed." Like, I should have just forced that.
So I think Valkithra, she's been a little leery of a lot of things, especially with this house, especially like some of the things that she saw in the caravan, some of these nightmares she's been having. And I think for Valkithra, seeing this, there's like almost a calm to her that she almost knows that these spirits are in good hands, especially seeing them come out after Elyon talks about mashed potatoes and she was a little caught off guard by like the words, not knowing what he was gesturing to or anything. And in her years, having probably seen things like this in her past, spirits, haunted beings, fiends, infidels, demons, things of that nature where she's come from. I think she just nods at Elyon silently and just turns to walk out of the room, but places the candlelight next to him.
Okay. So are you leaving the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's going to go ahead and take her leave. And
you left the candle with me?
Yeah, you can go ahead and turn on the torch so that you have the light next to you. Yeah.
Hold on. So you set the candle down and you kind of pat Elyon on the shoulder and you're like, we'll see you outside.
Yeah.
And as you begin to leave, the children look at you worriedly. "Please don't leave us here. Not like Mama did," they say in a very odd unison. You blink and the children are right in front of you, arms stretched out as they are about to hug you. Just then their hands go into you and you feel the cold embrace of a tiny hand desperately seeking the warm embrace of another soul. The child's frail voice begs you to take them with you. What do you want to do?
I think at first she'll just be a little stunned, probably pull her hands back some. But as they embrace, they're gonna find that Valkithra runs pretty cold too. She's not super, super warm like other people. But I think she'll put a hand on one of their backs and just say, I think your time should be with Elyon here. He's a good man, and I will sit with you until he's completed his prayers.
So as they touch you for a second, like, and they, you kind of try to embrace them and they feel your cold and clammy skin, they're immediately repulsed, seemingly from you. Like as they reach up and you can almost feel their hand go through your clothing and into the pit of your gut, and it gets just far enough in for the fingers to be buried inside of your skin, and they immediately rip their hands away and they say, "Oh, ooh, no." "Ooh, no, not her." And they quickly ignore you and run and sit pretty much on top of the backs of their skeletons. So Thorn would sit here, and it would be, we referred to it as Indian style when I was a child, but I believe they call it crisscross applesauce now.
Applesauce.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So they both sit that style on pretty much, not necessarily on the backs of their skeletons, but like over where they would be. And with that, we move to Caspian. Caspian.
I think we are going to go to this door and pop it open.
Which door? That door? Okay.
Hold on, I'm fucking with that. Okay, now I can see. Yes, that door.
Okay. So this room, strangely, looks very well kept. There are no cobwebs in this room. The floor, unlike what you currently walking across, looks very the wood looks very good. It doesn't look like it's rotting or splintering in any way. It's a very much a nice level wooden floor. What's strange about this room, as opposed to pretty much every other room in the house, is that the board style is in a herringbone and not just in straight planks. So this room seems to have some more adornments to it than any other room in the house. Even if the walls are bare, and there's only a wooden stove on the other side of the room and a small chest and a small bed.
Okay, let's go in and take a look around.
Okay.
And kind of see what we can.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Okay.
I'm assuming, did you want to search the door for everything, or are you just going to open it and go in?
You're talking about for traps?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it for traps.
Okay, so we use that 12 for traps, which is a success. You just kind of, you look around, and you see what could have been at one point a linchpin, kind of sticking out, something that something small. It's almost so it would act as a linchpin, but what you really see is something that's about the size of a needle. It's very, very thin, very discreet. It would be really easy to miss if it were something that you weren't specifically looking for. What do you want to do? You want to open the door? Do you want to pull the pin out?
You said that was sticking out of the door handle?
Just out of the frame in itself.
Let's pull it out.
Okay. Yeah, so you just pull it out, and it's a needle, but it has kind of a hook. It's almost like a tiny fire poker. with a needle eye on one end of it.
Okay.
All right. And with that, if you want, you're free to open the door.
Yeah, let's open the door and take a few steps in.
Sure. Might just give me multiple doors. That's why not. Okay. And I won't make you re-roll. So as you kind of look about the wood here in the corner looks to be freshly stocked. The wood, however, does look seasoned, though not overly old, but it does definitely look like it's been properly aged so that it'll burn well versus fresh wood that doesn't burn. There's an arm wire here that is closed with a rather heavy looking handle. And then here you have a bedside table and a chair, and then just like a little shelf with a candle on it. Pretty much as you see it here.
Okay, am I able to move towards the armoire and take a look inside of it?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Okay. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. So I just okay. I'm doing it.
Oh, hell yeah. So you kind of creak open this door. And as you do so, like an endless line, like probably like 36 bats just immediately fly out of this arm wire and take off outside of this window over here. And even though it kind of happens all of a sudden, you're able to kind of like dip behind the door a little bit and use it kind of like a shield between you and them. And so they all just kind of, fly past you.
Okay.
But inside, everything seems to kind of be coated in bat guano, as they would say in Ace Ventura 2. There doesn't really seem to be... It's not necessarily there doesn't seem to be anything of interest in here. It would be the fact that it's so repulsive that you kind of don't care what it is. Like, it's just like, it's a quick glance. It's like, here's some, cloak, some suits, a couple sets of pajamas, a couple pairs of pants, but they're all just absolutely soiled with bad shit. And it even has ran down and dripped almost like a wax from a burning candle down onto the floor of the arm wire.
I'm just gonna take like one step back and be like, "Ugh, disgusting," bad shit, and just like kind of wipe myself off a little bit as it was on me, even though it's not. And that'll end my turn.
Okay, all right. That takes us. Oh shit!
Oh,
sorry.
I fucked that up. Sorry.
You're good. It takes us to Trevor.
Here I am. All right, so they were doing all that in the room. I was out here with Thand. Thand, I just wanted to add that when we had our last interaction and Trevok was saying like not now, but maybe later, he was expressing that almost with like not just with sadness and stuff, but also with like you got like an impression of guilt and embarrassment from it too. So
Okay.
just wanted to add that too. So with everything that's going on right meow, I think I'm more interested in the other closed doors. So just kind of assessing that other people are
fanning out.
Right, fanning out. Like, can I go and I want to check this door. Is it locked?
Give me 1 second. It is not locked. No.
All right, then I open this door.
Okay.
And if I can I still have a little bit of movement or?
Sure.
So I just want to enter the room just enough, just to like maybe hear.
Okay. So you step into a room that is, it's essentially, there's whatever it is that's in here, all of it is covered in sheets, and it seems to be the silhouettes of various things, some of which you might be able to discern as like a bust or a vase or something. Other things look much more lifelike, like mannequins. But you're uncertain currently as to what it is underneath all of these. However, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Ugh. Gross. 3.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty much all you notice. You'll have to do some searching around. You have to use another turn, kind of do some searching around to see what else is in here.
Fantastic.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do? Anywhere you want to go?
Well, I mean, from his vantage point, I'm not sure if he would notice the other door. This one.
I mean, you would notice it.
Could I move to it?
Sure.
And open it?
You can move to it. We'll have to wait and open it next go around.
All right, then I'm just gonna stage myself right there in front of this door, and my turn.
All right. Did you roll? What did you tell me?
I rolled perception, and it was a 3. It was a
That's
2
right.
plus 1.
That's right. Okay. Excuse me. Apologize.
Yep.
All right. Ismark.
I would like to move over and inspect the roiling pot.
Okay. So the smell within this pot is very earthy. It's kind of like the underside of a large patch of sphagnum moss mixed with fresh cut grass. And I guess just the fetid smell, like kind of within the room. But as you kind of get close, like I said, it smells very earthy, very almost just kind of like topsoil, basically. And the pot itself is very dark. Like it kind of it's homogeneous in the sense that you don't really notice anything floating, but you do recognize that the color of this pot as it roils, it kind of changes colors. Like it kind of goes from like a dingy brown to a dark green, and then back to a dingy brown again.
Okay, and then the contents are like boiling.
Yeah, so like I said, you don't necessarily notice that there's anything in here other than whatever this liquid is. Like it's not.
Is there like a ladle?
Give me a perception check. Search the room for a ladle.
Good. It's gonna be an 18.
18. So yeah, you see the ladle not necessarily anywhere like over here, but out of the corner of your eye, you see it hanging on the wall right here.
I'll go snag it off the hook.
Okay.
And then just like scoop up.
Okay. Yeah. So as you dip the ladle in, you can feel something at the bottom of the pot, like kind of. It might not necessarily be roiling up with the water, but you can definitely feel that there's something other than just liquid within this.
I'm trying to fish it out.
Okay. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Sure, naturally. 15.
Okay. one might not really notice it from looking at you. But you've always had a rather high fortitude when it came to feelings of stress and emotional overload. And now is no different. You kind of swirl the ladle around for a moment. You kind of take in the sense, which again, all of it is not necessarily overwhelming, but it's the smell in itself is kind of perplexing. It's both very pungent yet very dull at the same time. Like it comes on really strong, but the smell itself never really ramps up to a point where it would be overwhelming.
And we're wafting. We're doing this the safe way.
Yeah, doing a little wafting. But as you raise the ladle up and kind of pour the contents back into the pot, you notice something thin and kind of transparent. It's roughly about somewhere between it's probably about a half an inch wide and a little bit longer than a half an inch long. And you can kind of see it floating on the surface. What do you want to do?
Touch it.
Yeah, is there like another platter or bowl or something that I could remove it from the pot without touching it with my hands?
Yeah, like you could take the ladle and just kind of scoop it out if you wanted to do that. Okay.
Yeah, I want to scoop that out.
So, yeah. So, you managed to. Well, actually, you tell me. How do you ladle this thing out? How do you want to do it?
I just want to skim it out.
Okay.
Try to separate it from whatever goop it's in, and then I want to get it on some sort of other container.
So, in a strange stroke of genius, you think to turn the ladle backwards, and you manage to just kind of push it up underneath the surface of the liquid, the boiling liquid, and raise it up underneath this object. And you study it for a moment, trying to ponder what it is. And you bring your hand to your face, that's holding the ladle, and you kind of look at it, and you're studying it for just a moment more. And then out of the corner of your eye, you recognize that it is the exact same shape as your fingernail on your left thumb.
Oh, and then I think back to the 101 long pork recipes that we found downstairs. Cool. I'll let that sink back into the stew there.
Okay, yeah. So with a short moment of just disgust and overall uneasiness, and honestly dejection from the whole thing, like you've put your time in Barovia, and it has ceased to kind of amaze you, and you're just like, of course, why the fuck wouldn't it be this? And you just kind of defeatedly, not necessarily throw the ladle back in, but you set it in on the surface and then just let it drop and let it sink in. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn? Okay. Than.
You missed out on creating potions called Strength of 1,000 Men.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind. All right. All right, Than, you're up, dude.
I guess, would I have heard anything that's going on in the bedroom? Or seen anything? Like, would I have seen the skeletons as I kind of walked to the center of the room?
So you turned back because obviously the sight of Valkithra kind of standing again in that one. I don't know, the image of her standing kind of just past that doorway, but in the doorway, intrigued you, and it really, honestly, a myriad of things. You feel very perplexed, and both the beauty and the subtle horror of the picture itself. And once Trevok is kind of like, I'm fine, like whatever, leave me the fuck alone. Your gaze returns to that point. And in
All right.
doing so, you see both the spectral children holding their arms out to the side, barring her exit from the room.
What the? And Sand will kind of walk over. Oh, excuse me. Can I come in? The kids are like right in the doorway, right?
So as you approach, they are like they go back to over here with Elion because he's like their new best friend. And they're both sitting.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're both sitting crisscross applesauce, like over basically like they're sitting down like where their torsos would be, kind of with him, like read us a story, Uncle Elion, like kind of a thing.
All right, then I'll just kind of walk in and stand between Elion and Velkithra.
Okay. I should give me 1 second. We're gonna switch it up just a tad here because I feel like we've been in here and kind of exploring for a little while. So it's definitely gonna be like dusk, like kind of on the nighttime because we would have been in here for several hours at this point.
Damn,
Okay.
it's dark.
Yeah, can everybody see still, or do I need to brighten it up a little bit?
I think it's all right.
I kind of like it. Makes us need the torches.
Yeah, I was about to say, make us whip out them torches.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to Irina, and I think
Create a bonfire.
we're going to get through one more turn order, and then this will be where we call it for tonight.
Did I hear the kids say something about it being their toy box?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I am just not even going to mess with it because it's already made me mad. On top of the kid says it was just her little toy box.
His little toy box, thank you. They're action figures.
Oh, excuse me.
Ian's baby boy voice. Come on
Yeah.
now.
I'm going to go across the hall and check on my brother because
it's
by himself.
as you go to leave, you also hear, please don't go. And as you go to exit the room, they both bar your entry.
They stopped me completely.
Mm-hmm. And the little girl, please take me with you. Take me with you. Don't leave us here. Our mom left us here.
Well, I think that your friend back there was helping you, and I'm supposed to go find your mom for you.
So, when you say I'm gonna go find your mom for you, they kind of cower and they grab you by the wrist, and they're not letting you go.
Are you afraid of your mom?
The girl looks down at the floor, and the little boy just kind of looks at you with like big doe eyes, and you can see the glistening of spectral tears kind of starting to form in the corners of his eyes, and he just very pitifully, like, pouty bottom lip, just kind of nods, real slowly a couple of times.
Okay. Well, we don't have to go to your mom.
And with it, like, before you can say anything else, when you say we don't have to go, they quickly lead you back over to by Elion, and they let go of your wrist right here next to him as they take seats, like, on either
So
side.
I can't resist it. It's a full on.
And you can try.
You're power gaming.
Mhm.
No, I'm just picking.
I guess strength.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't say to roll yet.
Yeah, you can.
I thought I was rolling for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you can try. Go ahead and roll for it.
Well, that's a 13.
So you give me 1 second. I don't have.
drag your ass. Right now.
I'm sure Trayvok doing the Neverwinter Nights thing knows all about power gaming.
Yeah.
Without a
I'm
doubt.
already- my foot hurts, so it probably will have an easy time pulling.
Okay. So
Old stuff.
you go to pull away, and the boy disappears from sight. You can feel the cold from the base of your skull begin to run down your neck, and you shudder heavily as it starts to spread out over your shoulders. And you are entrenched with an overwhelming fear. You are incredibly jumpy all of a sudden. Like even the sight of your own shadow kind of, gets in the way. Like as you look at it, you're like, oh shit, what's that? On top of that, you take a look at the toy box and you think back about not only did you just really hurt your toe on that, but the toy box, even though inanimate, showed you that things weren't always going to go your way, and that that thought in itself that you couldn't even control the smallest portion of your destiny causes you to begin to weep with despair almost uncontrollably. And no sooner does that happen, does the girl guide you back crying, sit over here, and then she sits back down on her skeleton.
Does the boy reappear?
He does not.
Okay. Well, I guess that's my turn.
All right. Elion.
Yeah, I'm going to begin prepping what I would assume would be like the Helm's traditional like passing rites,
Mm-hmm.
and begin essentially giving these like two kids like the appropriate burial ceremony that would typically be held, but on a obviously low budget and expedited.
Okay. You have one of two options. I will offer you. You can either hold this until next time if you have something that you want to prepare, or you can off the cuff it now. It's your call.
I'll hold it.
Okay.
I
So
wouldn't mind actually prepping something. I don't have anything for something like this. I don't.
okay.
know.
So what we'll do then, we'll hold your turn. We'll hold your turn. We'll go ahead. We'll end it now. We'll just move to the rest of the turn order. We're going to wrap after this. And then between now and the next session, just prep something. And that's how we'll open. I'll do the recap. We'll get everything back in. We'll reset the tone, and then I'll turn you loose, and you can walk us through everything that you're going to do.
Good. I'll get it prepped and sent to you before the next session.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Valkithra, what are you doing,
my
homie?
question is, whenever Than turned and looked at the door and saw the kids in the door, did Valkithra still see them like Elyon saw them, where they were kind of sitting next to their body, or had they noticed that they've been moving around this whole time too?
No, so you looked at them, and then as she went to go and was stopped at the door, they immediately disappeared. And when you looked over to see what Irina was doing, you could see both of them right there.
Okay, got you. So it's not happening like in our minds or anything kind of thing.
No.
I think seeing that how would Valkithra approach this? Can I make a, let's see what it would be. Can I make an investigation over the appearance of Irina and see if this is the same kind of fear that we had whenever we were around that Mad Mary's spirit?
Sure. Yeah, you can do an investigation roll of her. Aggressive roll, I like it.
Got that one to oblivion.
Perfect.
I saw that too.
So you notice Irina's, although you haven't spent like days and days and days upon, around her, you at least could recognize that her facial expressions have changed. To be beforehand, you would recognize her as much more stoic and reserved and, overtly feminine, whereas now it looks very pouty and whiny and kind of she looks like a pissed off Paris Hilton. Like that's the only way I can really describe it. Or very upset Paris Hilton, where she's like
pretty fair,
kind of like ugly crying, or better yet, because it pleases me to think about it. She looks kind of like Kim Kardashian, ugly crying. Like it's very not. She's been so composed and so put together this entire time. To see her kind of come unglued is very out of character for her. Even in the eyes of like a threat or some form of danger, like she's completely held herself together, but all of a sudden now she's in shambles, and that portion doesn't really make sense to you. It kind of sticks out as being very peculiar.
I'll move closer to her. She's sitting on the bed, right? So she's a little.
No, they got her on the floor. They got her on the floor.
Oh, okay, on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty fucking short as it is, but I'll just put a hand on her shoulder, and I'll kind of lean down a little bit, not like kneeling, but just kind of leaning more toward her side. Just be like, compose yourself. We know not what dangers lurk in these halls.
Okay, give me just 1 second.
Trayvon?
It's not my turn yet.
Number 2 over here. We still hear Trayvon from way down the way.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, that shit got me earlier, dude. That shit was so funny.
That was good. That was good.
Okay. Irina, do you want to respond to Velkethra with what I just sent you, or are you good?
You gotta see what you said.
Take all notification.
Don't touch me! I can feel what I want to feel. This is my space. You stop it right now.
I love this group. I love it so much. Everybody's so good.
I'm gonna go for a reaction, and as I lean up and I say, okay, I'm going to act like I kind of stumbled just a little bit. I'm gonna knee her in the shoulder pretty hard.
I feel like you need me to guide you any further. Feel free.
I am trying to be very patient with you, but you will feel the wrath of me if you do not stop touching me. That is your last and final warning.
Excuse me, I'll probably just go rustle with the toy box then.
I can for sure that it will bite your arm off because you are much weaker than I am.
Actually, I saw that you had a +1 strength, and that's all I have also, so I think we're equals.
I love Matt's reaction on that.
Had already like walked over toward the toy box, but just kind of turns and sits next to it, places a hand on top of it, like just gonna chill here.
And I rip his hand off that toy box. You don't touch those toys.
I did not plan on touching the toys. They're perfectly safe within the
As
box.
she does so, she rips your hands back and she's like, "You don't touch." Like when she says touch, she raises one foot and then stomps it down on the ground. You don't touch these toys.
Can we roll a coin die and see which foot she decided to do that with?
The hurt one.
Not in there.
No, you're not.
I'll just put my hands up disarmingly and be like, as I said prior, get control of yourself.
I will control myself when you quit touching things that do not belong to you.
I did not know that they were yours. I apologize.
Just go sit in the circle and mind your business.
Fair enough. And Valkithra will tactically smile at her and move towards the circle. But she won't sit. She'll just stand where she's kind of been standing anyway, so it won't be like super crazy.
Okay, does that end your turn, Salt?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, Jesse?
Let's see. I'm gonna take a further look into this room, over towards this desk and the shelf right behind it.
Okay. So you find more ledgers. But
They have
you
the same name.
no, actually, give me 1 second. Yeah. You recognize it as a ledger, but it doesn't hold a name. The running balances of it are very high. The book seems to be not necessarily like I'm gonna put this because you all know, like when books are old, the pages tend to get a little worn and like flimsy, and I'm trying to think of the word that you would use for that. They kind of lose that malleability, so to speak. So these pages are creased and kind of crinkled, and they're well written. But the book itself is in good shape. It looks very worn, like someone used it a lot, even at this point. There's also a couple like various ink blots and stuff where someone was kind of scribbling, and then they spilt the ink well.
And is it just one page of a ledger, or is it like a ledger book?
Like as you're flipping through it, this is like a long running ledger.
Okay.
Like really long. Like you could tell based on the dates that are kind of on the side, like this spans like several years as you kind of start like flipping back through it. And the one thing that you notice, though, the bounces are high, so to speak, although they kind of up and down. They peak really high, and then all of a sudden you see them continuously, page after page after page after page. They keep going down almost at a drastic rate.
Can I flip to the end and see the date on when the last ledger put in was?
So the last ledger would have been put in. It's dated 4/29. It doesn't have a year on it, but as you turn that last page, there are several pages ripped out.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
No year.
No year.
Okay. I think with that being said, I just want to leave that room and kind of go back to that main room that I was in before this one.
Okay.
And just kind of take a look and try to gather where everybody is now that we've fanned out.
Okay. So in looking at the room that you enter into is empty. But you, I mean, I guess if you want to look around, you can tell that some people are kind of congregating over here in the child's room. You heard some footsteps off earlier in a couple different directions, but you don't immediately see where those people went to.
Okay. I think I'll just kind of wait here to investigate further.
Okay. All right. We go to Trevok. And then we'll have his mark, and that'll be it. Time.
All right. So now I position. Well, first, let me just turn on my torch.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my torch. And now that I'm in this position, like I position myself here kind of on purpose, the first thing I want to do before I touch this door is I want to remove like the cloth from this nearest thing to see what it might be.
Okay. So you reveal the cloth, or should I say you remove the cloth, and beneath it is one mannequin standing up of the cloth, of which kind of really hugged the face down and the over the shoulders and then across the bust before it kind of like fanned out over other things. And underneath of that are a few bolts of like heavy linen and a couple small scraps of fur, as well as some like it's a small little box of like sewing needles and thread. And do you want to give me a perception check? You want to take one more look around the room? Okay.
That's better. 18 plus 1 is 19.
Okay. This is where I'll end your turn, but I do want to give you this. You notice, so this is where you were looking. Here's the wood stove. There is a strange color to a portion of this one, and it's kind of like a dingy brown, like a dark red. And it's circular in nature. Like it's kind of, it's not spotted or whatever. It's almost like a pool, so to speak, like a giant lake.
Okay.
And that's all I'll leave you with. And we will resume your turn next go around. And then we go to Ismark. Cap us off, buddy. Take us there. Oh, shit.
All right. I hear some raised voices from the group across the hallway. So I will make my way back to the room where everyone is congregating.
Okay.
Particularly because I hear my sister sounding a bit distressed.
Okay. So you're gonna move your way back across?
Yeah. It's dark and I can't see myself, but I would.
Yeah, you're good. Now I got you. So you'll like kind of trot like a tup 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 across the scant and bare floor that has seen much better days. And do you want to enter the room or what are you doing?
I'm gonna stop right at the doorway, and I presume I see the kids.
So you see Rose. You see Rose sitting down. You see Irina sitting down. And you see the back of Elion also sitting down. And they're all sitting in the same style, crisscross applesauce. I really wish there was a faster way to say that. I don't know how you say it. But they're all like in a circle almost. Like they're having like for fuck's sakes, they're having like a little powwow. They're just sitting there on the floor together.
So, what is going on? Why the arguments, the raised voices, and then I kind of stop as I see the kid, and do they kind of respond to me? You in particular?
I'm just gonna observe you. Make sure you don't touch my shit.
Tell me not to touch your
No.
shit? Okay. I would.
Come sit with us.
No, I think you should go. And I'm gonna enter the room and I'm gonna try to take her by the arm and stand her up.
Don't touch me.
No, I don't like the way you're acting. We should go. We should go. It's time to go.
This is my house. This is my room. I'm not leaving.
This is not your house. This is
Yeah,
not your
wait,
room.
what was that last part?
You are leaving. This is not your house.
No, you stay.
No, we are all
We
leaving.
stay. We stay.
Is she acting childish?
Yes.
Fuck.
And with that, curtain. We'll pick it up next time. Questions, concerns, comments.
Many concerns.
Yeah.
As you will have the entirety of the campaign, as you know.
I was kind of hoping one of the children was just going to stomp on her bad foot, like, that's our shit.
No, even worse.
Even worse.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wasn't very confident stepping into this, but I felt like that session actually went really well.
Yeah,
I really like Trayvok's
The crying, oh yeah. So
I felt obligated to lighten the mood a little bit because that was a little bit heavy before.
Oh man, the crying was fucking hilarious. You got me, dude. I was not ready for that. Like in any way. The backstories I really want to get into. It. So much so that like I don't think we're gonna dedicate an entire session to it. It'll just kind of seem how everybody's doing. But that shit is coming soon. That's part of the come up with at least like, 6-7 sentences, something like 2 paragraphs. So you have shit to talk about. Like, so everybody other than Irina and Ismark, you guys have all had session zeros. We've all had background stories. We've all established plots. But when I say we, I mean between you as an individual and me as the DM. There's been no sharing of stories really as a party. And week in and week out, when I see the roleplay inputs that everyone has, we're really doing each other a very large disservice by not pushing forward with that. So that is 100% something that I intend to do. We're going to kind of bridge that gap. And I feel like the more you kind of learn about each other's characters, like the bonds that you'll build, it's not going to just be, oh, well, fucking Salt's over here talking shit to Count Strahd again. Let's just let him have it. It's going to be, this motherfucker's making a ton of sense. Fuck this guy. I'm going to back up Valkithra now. We're going to see what's going on.
Right.
So I think it'd be fun. Like I said, I don't think it'll be something we do a whole session over, but I think we can sit back and, like, this would be like, this is what happened to me. This is how I got here. This is some shit. Like, you basically can just go back over your session zeros if you want. You can come up with a ton of shit if you want to do it. I mean, the world's kind of your oyster.
Sweet.
And give you guys kind of some creative freedom to establish yourselves and, what all's going on. The cool thing about it too, the more detail that you give and the more input that you have, the more I can take of your character and sprinkle those elements elsewhere, like within the story. The book thing actually was pretty good. So that was something, I don't remember if that's source or if that is something that was added in from one of the places that I stole stuff from. I don't know.
Are you talking about the book that Trevok has?
Yeah. So that's actually supposed to be in the library. And really the only thing they say about it is the character picks the book up and they realize that it details events of their life. And as they turn to the last page, it details everything up to the point of them picking the book up and reading through it. Yeah.
That's really neat because I'm actually gonna incorporate that like in the few paragraphs that I go over for the backstory and stuff.
Hell
Like now
yeah.
it's pop that I can use.
At first, when I was reading, I was like, man, that seems kind of gimmicky. Like I left it out. Like I said, it's supposed to be in the library. But I was like, no, I don't think we could do better. But it's cool. It allowed us to, I literally came up with a fucking memory for you on the fly.
Nice.
So that just, I don't know, it added a lot more character depth, I guess. A lot more to it than just that. So it makes me really excited about exploring kind of what everyone else has, which I think is also not typically something you do at a D&D table. So this will be unique in that sense. I don't think I've ever been at a table and then been like, guess what? We're going to role play with each other for 20 minutes and everyone can kind of reveal some shit about themselves. And,
right.
I like that. And then Brad, I'm going to be straight up with you, dude. I'm going to expect you to wow me when we start up next go around. There's plenty of shit on Helm. I don't care what edition you take it from. You know what I mean? Helm's a pretty popular god amongst the Faerunian pantheon. So you have tons and tons and tons of material to go with. If you hit a block or if you want his help, Trevok has overseen, at least disciplined several Helmites as a DM before. He might have seen some shit maybe to kind of give you some jumping off points too.
Yeah.
So
I know how to punish some paladins.
Yeah. So if nothing else, that'll give you kind of some idea, like they were doing this shit and they got slapped down and then they all turn around and touch butts or something. You never know.
They definitely
Yeah.
100%.
Hey man, he's the protector. Got to protect
That's
the
right.
goods.
The Watcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have something sent to you, and we'll talk about it before.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm gonna let you just take it. You know what I mean? Fuck it, make it your own. I'll give you feedback if you want, but absolutely. I mean, just sky's the limit. Hell yeah.
This was a fun event, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. This, like I said, I wasn't because I stepped in flustered. And I haven't had much time to prepare, but everything actually kind of geled really well.
I'm going to be honest with you, dude. Sometimes as a DM, doing it on the fly is the way to go.
Yeah, we're doing it live. Doing it live. Well, so we're about at the end of the puzzly part, which means we're going on to the other part that's not puzzly. So
the not puzzly part.
We're
15 more sessions.
Yeah, oh, definitely, 100%. But the amount of preparation and work and kind of story fluffing and everything I have to do from here on out is kind of minimal for this. I mean, there's still a lot. There's a lot to convey and a lot to do. And I mean, hell, part of what I spent quite a bit of time doing a couple weeks ago, we didn't even touch on. So it's all kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other as we go.
Well, I'm just going to let you know now that in March, I will be in Maui for a week.
Nice.
So I won a trip from work.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I'm fucking awesome.
I thought you were getting ready to tell me I won a trip from a fucking sweepstakes, and I was gonna be like, "Bro, you ain't going to Maui." Like, yeah. Like,
no, I was
sent over a bunch of gift cards, bro. I'm going
for 2022. I was the #1 sales.
Oh,
rep.
hell yeah, hell yeah, dude! Congrats.
All inclusive 7 days in Maui.
We are talking about going to San Antonio potentially for spring break.
Well, that's about the time that the trip will be. It's like
yeah. I'll let you know when we're going to be out there. It's just going to be for a weekend. I think we're going to take the kids to like SeaWorld and shit.
Oh yeah.
But we might, we might still make you come out and hang out with us for dinner or something.
Yeah, let me know. I'll come out for sure.
Okay. All right, man. That's all I've got. Unless you guys have questions or concerns or anything. If not, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm pretty tired.
No, I'm
Nope,
good.
all
That was
set.
awesome.
I'm chilling.
Thanks for the event.
Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah, you guys have a good one. I'll put the event link. I mean, obviously, we'll be in 2 weeks from now, which will be the 19th. So,
Can you send me your YouTube?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll share it in the
Mashed
thing.
potatoes.
Yeah, I want it. I felt like that was the most appropriate response. The kid's still, little, like regardless of how long he's been dead. It's not like they mature in the afterlife or anything. So that seemed very appropriate.
Just wait till
Yeah.
I open the toy chest and there's a shit ton of mashed potatoes.
Oh man.
Just wait till you open that toy chest and the bride of Chucky comes flying out.
Yeah, no shit.
You have to fight her.
Yeah.
This little shit's probably starved to death. He's been thinking about mashed potatoes for 100 years.
I mean, I actually thought about asking that. Like, these kids have to have their clothes are pretty much ribbons because they're skeletons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So they've been there a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, and I'll give you guys this because it's been very subtle. Nothing that you've had or nothing that you've seen that's had dates has referred to any year. It's just been the date. There's been no
So all
knows
last week. That's crazy.
I mean, there's been stuff that's detailed like year over year, but there's not been like a running year that goes with it. It's just been
We don't
like
even know what year it is technically, right? Because we've already experienced some time dilation
Mhm.
with the sleep that we were in or whatever, and then like a week had passed when we went outside.
Well, I would assume that Arena and Ismark have some semblance of what's going on being from here, but the Adventure Party OG probably just like we're fucking lost. We don't know what's going on at all.
I want to dial that back for a second. There was a time lapse between.
Yeah, there was an part of
we had like 3 days, or we went to sleep. Something.
When we were talking to the priest in that first area with the kid in the basement, when we were in there, like there was something that happened, and when we came back or whatever, like basically like someone had indicated like a week had gone by or something like that.
Yeah.
Like for us, it was only like a day or a moment or something like that. But for everyone else, it had been like a week or a 10-day or something.
I think that was whenever the Vistani took everything off us and we started waking up, going down.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yes, I mean, you didn't speak to anyone that you had known before then.
No, it was because we went to the city and saw the dwarf turn to stone.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It had already been done for like a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
It's all good. I'm not trying to ruin any spoilers.
Yeah, no, it's good. Sorry, it's late.
We haven't run to them yet either.
Yeah, it's my bad. It's late. For me, anyways, for some reason. I'm just fucking tired. Okay, yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, I'll drop. Thanks again.
Okay. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah.
Good one, y'all.
Have a good night.
Night.